Van was born here.
I was born here. So we came here in 81.
And I was 18 months when we arrived in Australia. We were refugees. So I always said my dad's a hero.
Yeah, he's our hero.
Because to get onto those boats, you have to have a lot of gold. And Dad didn't have that, but he had skills. He actually was able to, he basically fixed the engine for the boat, and the guy was like,
he was trained under the American Navy.
He was
part of the Navy.
And was trained with Americans, so he knew how to work the machines and stuff like that. The guy said to him, you know what, if you can get this engine started and get it running, your family can go on this little boat, and it's a tiny little boat, and you can bring one other guest. And Dad's like, okay, let's do it. And so they tried about 3 times to escape the country, and then I think the 3rd time they got through. If you get caught, you get shot. Like, that's just how it is. But yeah, no, we got through, and there was no fatalities at all on our boat. On my grandpa's one, the one lady died. She got
It was 4 days, 4 nights. So he manoeuvred the boat from Vietnam to Indonesia. From Indonesia, they accepted us into Australia.
But you got to go through all the checks.
You got to go through, get all that checked out. So there was 4 boys, a girl. My mum's pregnant with me. So it was one big family.
Dad tells me I had the most water on the ship because he was the
captain of the boat.
He would have me on his arm, and then every time the water went past his water, he'd get most because he was the captain. I'd drink it, and my brother was peeing crystals, and my mum was worried he was going to pass. Mum's like, he's peeing crystals, and my dad's like, well, if any of the kids pass, you have to throw them overboard. You can't keep them on here. Diseases spread and stuff like that. So we were very, very lucky.
4 days, 4 nights. He said.
Extremely lucky.
When he came, they saw the land.
Only 1% survived.
Yeah, it's not a big survival rate.
Only 1% survived.
That was the survival rate for going.
My mum says she remembers where I was born, Vung Tau, which is a little sort of island off of Vietnam. Mum said some days bodies would wash up at shore, and one lady next to her knew that was her son's body, but would not go out and say that's my son's body because then she'd get captured by the communists. That's the kind of stories that you hear all the time.
It's sad. It is sad.
Mm. We're very thankful.
Oh yeah.
Every time we leave this country and come back, regardless of where we go, we're always happy to have our feet on the ground.
Definitely.
Yeah. And people are always like, oh, what do you consider yourself, Australian? Like, what do you think? When we go back to Vietnam, they're like, oh, are you Vietnamese? No, I'm Australian. Like, this is home. It's an amazing place, and it's very multicultural. And regardless of what we've been faced with, you're going to get racism everywhere.
Everywhere.
But it's really just ignorance. If they knew, they would be fine. And this is a community. If you ever do a study on multicultural, this is perfect. I had one pharmacist work for us, and he's like, I'm going to get my daughter to come out here and do a PhD. She's doing sociology, and I'm like, why? Because it's so multicultural. You've got Muslims living with Indians, with Chinese, Vietnamese, Khmer.
We all get along.
We all get along.
No one cares about what religion you are here, or what colour you are.
We all know how to swear in different languages here.
Yeah, pretty much. But we have been very lucky coming here. We had a lot of help as soon as we got here because we didn't have anything. We had nothing.
We still keep in touch with the people that helped us.
Yeah, so it was a Lutheran church that came out and helped us a lot. And then my dad got a job with Honda parts, so they tried to get us out renting straight away, and then my mum worked in the factory and all that. So they did all these jobs basically.
On the weekends we used to peel onions.
Yeah.
All 5 kids. Well, I was too
little to peel.
And we'd have glasses on and we'd peel onions.
Just for extra money.
Extra money. I think it's from our parents.
Yeah, it is.
Because they're like, well, we risked everything to take you here. What are you going to do? They never posed the question, but I can see it.
We saw it. We had nothing, so we struggled, and we were all together. There's 6 of us as kids. And by the time I was 4, my parents needed more money, so that's when we moved out to 2 months. So how long ago was that now? I'll be 31 years this year. Yeah.
So my brothers would go to school, come home.
So school. After school, we would be work. The girls would help cook and stuff. So we all had a job. So we've been pretty much working since we were young. So to do nothing, it's not us really. So yeah. So we've always worked together, all 6 of us.
I think a lot of the Vietnamese parents say to my parents, "How do you get your kids to be like that? Like none of us go raging till 4 o'clock in the morning. We don't do drugs. We don't do any of that." And Mum goes, "I don't know. Maybe because we're on the farm and they can't get access to the city, they don't drive." The truth of it is, we actually watch our parents struggle to feed us, and we think, well, why don't we help them instead of just sitting here doing nothing or going out and making it hard for them. That's the truth of it. And then as we got older, it was because we couldn't get to the city.
So even now that we're older, we all still work together. So all the boys, although they've got their own study background, they've all ended up helping with the market gardening. Phoung and I do pharmacy.
But the market gardening is actually quite, it's evolved. It's all technology now. My dad designed this, like he put together this is why I think he's amazing. Put together this hydroponic system, right?
Yeah.
He did it himself.
Basically, people get like over $1 million loans just to set it up. My dad's like, nah, it costs too much, I'll do it myself.
He gets
So
all the
he gets it for
materials,
half the
puts
amount.
together.
He auctions things and does it for half the amount. And then my
That's
brother,
crazy.
who's like the chemistry background, he kind of sets up the machines and like electrical background as well. So he's the mastermind and all that. And then I've got another brother who's more the labourer. So they've all got their own little parts.
Yeah.
And then Phoung and I, we do pharmacy, but then I've kind of helped out. Well, I help out with the market gardening as well. So I'm back and forth in Melbourne. So we all pretty much
We all do our own things.
mingle.
We all have our own roles.
We all work on the farms, and then I've got a brother in Melbourne that he sells the produce. So we send it to Melbourne, and he sells.
Yeah, it's all.
So it's all in the family. So even with the pharmacy, we bought it back in, how long has it been now?
2003 when we took it over. I was ready to give up pharmacy because I trained with Hannah and George.
And they owned the Virginia one?
They owned the Virginia one, and I was like, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And I said to my dad, I might just quit and do further studies. I actually originally want to be a doctor. And I was going to do further studies, and I thought, no, I'll just do pharmacy and see how it goes. I really enjoyed the course, and then I went out and became a pharmacist. When I was registered, I didn't want to be a script pusher. And then Dad said, well, it's going up for sale, why don't we go for it? I said, oh, I don't know, Dad, that's a big risk. I guess just try it, you never know until you try it. And then I said, but what if I fail? Because that's like $1 million, what if I fail? And he goes, if you fail, I'm here. I'm like, okay. Oh, freaked out still though. But yeah,
First year out.
23.
First year out.
First year out. That was pretty scary though. Your dad goes, yeah, oh, here's $1 million debt, pay it off.
Yeah, it was definitely dead. And
So
yeah,
it was a big thing. When you're having a day where you're like, oh, I can't do this, you just think back to where you came from, you think back to where your parents started, and you go, yeah, you can do this. There's nothing that you can't do.
exactly.
You just got to put your mind to it.